Great anticipation at Old Trafford this morning. Lancashire and Yorkshire are at it again. John Crawley threw the coin, and David Byas of Yorkshire called correctly. He chose to bat first on what looked a very dry, quite good, but slightly cracked pitch. There was a thought it may spin a bit. Craig White was planning to open the batting with Greg Blewett, the Australian, who's had a rough time of things so far with Yorkshire. The captain, David Byas, very promising young players in Michael Vaughan and Anthony McGrath. An old hand, Richard Harden, up from Somerset. Gavin Hamilton, who had a good World Cup. Richard Blakey, Chris Silverwood, Ian Fisher and Ryan Sidebottom.
Oh, a great shot. Magnificent shot. Through extra cover. An absolute beauty. First boundary of the day.
That's not so good. A little bit of second guessing there from Ian Austin, because Craig White was shuffling around the crease. It's two beautiful cover drives by these two batsmen, and Craig White, the one who's dominating at the moment. Wonderful stroke. That's the most beautiful shot off the back foot. He just stood up on his toes. It wasn't a fierce hit, but he timed it perfectly. Beautiful stroke. Don't think John Crawley is going to like that one a little bit. A half pitcher on a surface that's already shown it to be itself to be a bit batsman friendly. He's not scared of hitting it in the air either. A little bit of a charge and then gave it a tremendous whack.
Didn't quite get that, just to the bottom of the bat, but it'll still be worth 4 more. This is a thrilling onslaught. There's a fair percentage of Yorkshire supporters in the ground, and they're already having a party. And the new batsman, Yorkshire captain David Byas. What a way to get going. Goodness me, that is a lovely off drive down the ground with the minimum of effort. Glenn Chappell is the new bowler for Lancashire, replacing Peter Martin down at the Warwick Road end of the ground. He's given that everything. It was pretty ordinary loosener from Chappell, and it received some mighty treatment. He just plays the sort of pull stroke that you dream about when you first come.
He just pulled that man in, and it was beautifully played. Another opportunity now, but his arm's not long enough.
Nice stroke. Hit very hard. McGrath's game looks in good shape. That's the first boundary for 10 overs, and it's one of the best of the day. It's a clever stroke, and it brings up a 50 for David Byas. It's been a tremendous innings. Some good strokes, some clever batting, some excellent running between the wickets, and above all played with a very cool head.
Super shot. And that is a premeditated stroke. Got that away just about off the middle of the bat too. It's nicely picked up. There are going to be more field changes. Crawley's waving to fielders. Austin is waving to fielders.
Oh, that's a great shot. It really is a very good shot. Just a little bit of additional pace from Chappell. Try to put everything into it, and he's pulled it down just short.
If you've got a man up inside the circle at short, fine leg, just inside those markers, you simply mustn't bowl anything round about leg stump. It's a very good knock. Anthony McGrath has made a half-century here to go with the other half-century made by David Byas. There's a little bit of computer brain work gone on here. Martin's coming around the wicket to the left-hander to cramp him. And Hamilton responds in very good fashion. That's a bit cheeky.
Very clever shot.
The eyes out of that one. He's actually beaten in the flight, I reckon, and changed his stroke. Wasn't necessarily going to play that, and just smashed it away over mid-wicket.
It is an impressive effort from Yorkshire, and it was very well planned. They clearly had a thought or two about how they were going to play Muir-Litteran, and they did it extremely well. 43 for Craig White, he set the tone. 72 David Byas, 27 for Vaughan, 60 McGrath, and 24 at the end for Gavin Hamilton.
Oh, done him. Craig White is the man. That is a big breakthrough. Yorkshire were losing their shape because of that Watkinson onslaught. They'll now have a chance to get it back. From the stump camera. Direct hit. Watkinson's gone for 28, it's 54 for 1.
He doesn't have to worry about thinking too long for that one. It's kept very, very low. And Crawley, looking to hit through the onside, pays the price as he misses out.
Two very straight deliveries from Ian Fisher, and one Crawley went forward to, and it survived, but the second one he's gone back to. No, really, that is plumb. And Lancashire declined to 74 for 2.
That is a beauty. It was such a good ball. It had this fellow who's scored 54 off around about the same number of balls, playing at the wrong line. It may even have beaten him for pace as well. It might have been a yard quicker than he's been bowling. But through his defence, it's brilliantly done. Oh, 2 in 2 deliveries. Fairbrother and Atherton, and Blewett has certainly produced a defining moment.
Just jogged in, bit of a loosener, great length, good line, and just did him on the outside of the bat. Great bowling. Michael Atherton goes for 61 with a score of 164 for 4.
Not far, I was just about to say not far away, and umpire Willie's finger went up in the air at the same moment. Blewett has picked up 2.
That was a great wicket, another great wicket. Andrew Flintoff, probably the last batsman who can win this game for Lancashire, going for the big 8 on naught, and LBW to Greg Blewett. He's come on to be a match winner with the ball rather than the bat.
Well, this was a piece of misjudgment from Flintoff to be playing the pull shot against that. The ball wasn't quite short enough, and Blewett is deceptive. He looks though he's only rolling his arm over, and suddenly he's on you a yard quicker. 165 for 5 and 35.5 gone. Or trouble here if he hits. And he's done it. Blewett has had it again.
Tremendous fielding from our Australian overseas player, Greg Blewett. I mean, he's had a poor season by his own standards, but he's making up for it today with his bowling and fielding. Tremendous. You're always taking a gamble, taking a single to Greg. He's a tremendous fielder, one of the best in the world, and he's out by a mile. Warren Egg goes for 10 with a score on 176 for 6.
Caught it. Silverwood was at mid-on. He made no mistake.
A wicket born out of frustration, and the frustration was building up at the non-striker's end. Well, Austin was watching as Lloyd couldn't get it away. He decided something's got to happen here. I've got to do it. He couldn't. Only get as far as Silverwood. So Austin goes for 13 now, 191 for 7. He'll have to hurry here, and that could be close.
Good night.
I think you're right. They're gathering the Yorkshiremen. They think it's out. The batsman is just making his way very slowly towards the pavilion, and I think he's gone. And he can take a shower, and the 8th wicket goes. 204 for 8.
Oh, what a catch. He's having a great day. He stood slightly bemused at the non-striker's end when Craig White was laying about him early on in the day. But he's come on, taken a crucial wicket, been involved in a run-out, now taken a blinding catch.
So 9 wickets down now, 208 on the board.
Lederer's facing Greg Blewett. And they've needed one ball, and Yorkshire have done it. They're through to the semi-finals of the NatWest. Blewett has played a hand in it, but it's been a fine team performance all round from Yorkshire. They've won the toss and batted, made enough to set a stiff target. Then, when Lancashire fought back, they had the backbone to come up, and they've won by 55 runs.
A splendid performance from Yorkshire earlier in the day with the bat and then with the ball. It was hard going for Lancashire, and only when that partnership between Michael Atherton and Neil Fairbrother was in operation did things look any good for them. They lost 8 wickets for 44 runs in what seemed like no time, and in the end bowled out for 208. The Yorkshire bowlers, Craig White was outstanding, 8 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 24 from him. There was a wicket for Chris Silverwood, who gave us indications of his accuracy and pace. 1 for the left-arm spinner, Ian Fisher. 4 for 18 from Greg Blewett. He hasn't had an easy time with the bat while he's been with Yorkshire. He fielded superbly today, and those 4 wickets truly were the end of the story for Lancashire. There's the match, Yorkshire winning it by 55 runs in a triumphant performance. It was Craig White who was named man of the match by David Gower when things were over. He played well in all departments of the game.